Hello, friends, yogis of all experience levels. This 60-minute gentle Kripalu yoga class is designed to help you ease into your practice, have some soothing movement with a light build of energy. A couple of props that you may want for your practice today include um, one or two yoga blocks, and maybe even a cushion or some kind of support to have underneath you during seated meditations. And of course, any props that support your comfort when we get to the relaxation portion of our practice, Shavasana. So if you need to pause the video and take a few minutes to grab some water for hydration and any of those props I just mentioned, go ahead and pause this video now, and I will see you on the mat when you're ready. Great, so welcome. And let's begin our practice by diving into a comfortable seat on your mat or in your practice space. And your comfortable seat doesn't have to look like this. You can be kneeling, you can be sitting any way that supports you. Have length in your spine from sits bones all the way through the crown of the head. And go ahead and let the hands rest gently in the lap or alongside you. Invite the eyes to close or to soften the gaze downward toward the floor, letting your vision be a little bit neutral. Perhaps it gets a little fuzzy. The eyelids start to get a little heavy here. And bring the awareness to focus on the journey that the breath is taking in and out of the body. So this is your natural breath, your rhythm, without trying to change or force, just notice. Feel the breath coming in through the body on an inhale and out on an exhale. And as you breathe, start to imagine that with each inhale, you feel expansion through your body. With each exhale, you feel contraction. And what does it feel like to feel yourself expanding? And then notice what it feels like to feel yourself contracting back in on the exhale. Notice expansion. And then notice contraction. And as you continue to breathe, start to do an expansion and contraction with the mind. So each time you breathe in, imagine the scope of your awareness expanding wide, like a camera lens opening up to a wider angle. The expansion of your awareness can start to include physical sensations, thoughts, and emotions, allowing them to pass in and out of your camera lens as they will, as they often do. So that's all right if you feel your awareness jumping around to different things. Begin to notice what it feels like to have your awareness expanded to a wider view. You may notice sounds around you, temperatures, taste, smell. And now let's practice contracting that awareness. So narrowing the angle of the awareness back in to focus on one thing. So let's bring that back to the breath itself, contracting the awareness. Breathe and start to feel expansion again, widening your inner camera lens of your awareness to a bigger view, observing what passes in and out. And now feel contraction once more, breathing and narrowing that focus back in on the breath or back in on a physical sensation in your body. And with our more focused awareness now, let's start to deepen the breath, moving into our pranayama, our breath work. So growing the breath from the belly. If you've been with me before, you'll know that we're starting our Dirga breath. If this is new to you, we're going to inhale and inflate the belly like a balloon. Exhale, let the belly contract. Navel draws in toward the spine. Inhale now, inflate the belly, and let that breath move up to expand the ribs as well. Feel the expansion. Exhaling, ribs hugging back in. Exhale, belly deflating, navel pulling in toward the spine. And inhaling again, belly, ribs getting so full with breath that the inhale is moving all the way up into the chest, expanding the chest and the shoulder blades across the back. Exhale now from the top down, chest, ribs, belly. And continue breathing in belly, ribs, chest, and exhaling chest, ribs, belly. So this is the 3-part Dirga breath, a great breath for focusing inward, often a breath I use for helping us arrive into our practice, turning our inner focus into what it is that we need today. Take a few more of these. On your next exhale, let everything go. Feel free to make a sound or a sigh as you do a nice big exhale through the mouth. Letting the hands come into heart center. Let's bow the head here. Breathe naturally and feel a gentle stretch starting to occur in the back of the neck. With hands here in prayer position, head bowing. We'll take a couple breaths here to just honor ourselves for showing up. So you did the hardest thing. You showed up, you pressed play, and you're here. We'll close our meditation and open the movement portion of our practice with the sound of Om. So feel free to join me. Take a nice big breath in. Letting the sound of Om reverberate through the room, through our head, heart, and spirit. Gently release the hands. And as you release, we're going to take an inhale and let the arms rise all the way up overhead. Exhale, turn the palms away. Let's let the hands float all the way back down. So these are sun breaths, warming up the shoulders. Inhale, hands rise up overhead. And exhale, turn the palms away. Let the arms float down. So we start now marrying the breath with the movement. Move here at your own pace, so you don't have to follow my pace. My pace is matched with my breath, so yours may look a little bit different. Let's take two more. Inhaling, arms come all the way up overhead. And exhale, arms float down. Last one, inhale, arms up. And exhaling, turning the palms away, arms float down. We're going to let the arms now cross the body. And hands are going to touch opposite shoulders. So one arm is on top of the other. Feel free to stay right here as you gently move the ribs, opening them from side to side. Or if you'd like a deeper stretch for the shoulders, you can wrap the forearms, touching palms together in eagle arms, and beginning a nice gentle turn from side to side. Take one more breath cycle in and out. And exhale, release the arms. Let's send them up overhead again. Palms touch now, and exhale, palms come down the midline of the body. Release the hands, and we're going to cross the arms on top of one another again. Do the opposite arm on top now. So whatever arm was on top last time, switch arms, touch opposite shoulders, or come into your eagle arms by wrapping the forearms. And this time we're going to inhale and lift the elbows, lift the chin and your gaze upward toward the ceiling. So this is going to create an arch in the low back. And exhale, start to tuck the elbows in toward the belly button. Let the head bow and the upper back rounds over. Inhaling to rise. And exhaling to bow. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bow. Two more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, bow. Unwind the arms, but stay in this bow. Let the hands come to cup the knees or the thighs. And gently press against the hands, scooping the belly backward, the upper back rounds, and shifting gently the shoulders. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. So however you want to move your body in this stretch of the upper back and the ribs, the back of the ribs, go ahead and do that. And inhale, lengthen the spine. We're going to curl back up. Head comes up last. And send the arms up overhead. Once more. Exhale, turn the palms away. Let the arms float all the way down. Let's meet in a tabletop position. So feel free to swing the legs to one side and come up on all fours or roll over the top of the ankles. If you were sitting on anything like I was, just scooch that off to the side. Meeting here on all fours, knees are stacked underneath the hips, hands are stacked underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread nice and wide, palms pressing firmly into the earth. Start to wag the hips back and forth from side to side like you're a little puppy wagging its tail. And if you'd like to add to this movement, slowly bring the shoulders into the movement as well. So now it almost looks like you're trying to snake forward from side to side. You can let the elbows bend here, or keep the arms nice and firm as you snake the body, creating some undulation in the spine that really helps lubricate and let the synovial fluid in the body flow. Slowly bringing this movement to stillness with the next breath or two. Find yourself in a neutral tabletop once more. Touch the big toes together. The knees are going to spread a little bit wider here, maybe even as wide as your mat. Take a breath in and exhale. Send the hips all the way back to the heels. Arms extend out in front of you. We're going to hang here in extended child for 2 breaths. With the next inhale, slowly rise up. Keep the knees nice and wide. Keep the big toes pressing toward each other, moving up through this tabletop, and then send the hips forward toward the front of your mat. Hang out here for 2 breaths. Exhale, send the hips all the way back to the heels. Child's pose, 2 breaths. Inhale, pressing up, send the hips forward. 2 breaths here. Exhale, hips back, child pose, 2 breaths. Inhale up through table and send the hips forward. So this is the last time forward. Hang here for 2 breaths. If you'd like to curl the toes up toward the back of the head, go ahead and do that. Exhale, send the hips all the way back. Child's pose, stay right here. And you can make this a restorative child's pose by letting your arms come into a little pillow, rest the forehead down, or make fists, stack them on top of one another, rest the forehead down. Breathe here nice and deeply, feeling the belly expand in toward the thighs and grounding the forehead. So even if the forehead is not directly on the floor, even if it's stacked on fists or forearms or some other prop like a block or a cushion, allow this grounding to occur. So here we're sending our energy into the earth, breathing in calm and peace, breathing out tension, anxiety, fear, anything that you don't need for your practice today. Let's let it go right into the earth. Take one more breath cycle right here. And with your next inhale, rising back up into table, stacking the hands back underneath the shoulders, knees recenter and align back underneath the hips, curling the toes under now, and walking the hands just forward enough, so a couple palm lengths ahead of you, pressing the fingertips deeply into your surface. Inhale, lift the knees, and exhale, send the hips back into down dog. Keep the knees bent if that's helping to keep the spine nice and long from tailbone through the crown of the head. Let the head dip between the biceps here and pedal the feet. Work towards straightening the heels down toward the floor. Take one more breath cycle in and out. And then walk or hop the feet to the front of the mat toward the hands. We're going to stay here with knees bent. Let the torso fold over the thighs. Let hands take opposite elbows here and the head just hangs. Gravity is going to do most of the work for you here. So let's shake the head yes. Shake the head no. And inhale, release the arms, press through the feet. The arms are going to come out nice and wide as you fold upward to standing. Send the arms up overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale. Hands come down the midline of the body, resting here at heart center. Close the eyes. Breathe nice and deeply here as you find your center on your feet. Noticing what it feels like to have transitioned from sitting and kneeling all the way up to standing. Let the eyes flutter open, release the hands. The hands are going to come extend alongside you and turn the palms so that they're facing out away from you, toward the front. Find all edges of your feet. We're going to come into our mountain pose. And so from the top of your mat, you're going to find a stable surface on the inside and outside edges of the feet, and even balance across the heels and the toes. So once you feel you're there right now, hips, knees, and ankles all stacked on top of one another, start to tilt the pelvis forward and backward. Finding length in both the front and the back of the torso. Inhale, shoulders come all the way up to the ears, and exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Create space in the neck and let the head reach for the sky as if there was a tiny little cord just tugging out from the top of your head, tugging upward. And let the feet and the fingertips ground toward the floor. Standing tall here in mountain pose, you can stay right here if you'd like, or to take it a step deeper, inhale, the arms come up into a V overhead. Shoulders socket into place, down away from the ears, and breathing here. Mountain pose, the foundational pose of yoga. Imagining that there's a block that you're squeezing between your thighs, keeping the legs nice and engaged. And exhale, arms float all the way down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, bend the knees. We're going to fold forward. So swan diving down toward the floor. Let the hands brush on blocks, the floor. They can grasp ankles or calves, folding here. Inhale, hands come to shins, half lift. Lengthen the spine as you gaze forward. And exhale, fold. You can play here with straightening the legs to see how that feels, or keep knees nice and deeply bent. That's fine too. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift. And exhale, fold again. Inhale, bend the knees. We're going to press through the feet, send the arms out wide as we reverse swan dive back up to standing. Arms sail up overhead. And this time, arms are going to float down. Turn the palms away, but arms are going to float down in front of you as you bend the knees and send the hips backward as if you were sitting in a chair. Now coming into chair pose. And if arms out in front of you at shoulder height is too much for the shoulders, take the hands into prayer position at the chest, at the heart center. Take 2 more breaths here, in and out. Inhale, press through the feet, come back up to stand. The arms are going to float up overhead. And exhale, bend the knees. We're going to swan dive forward. Plant the fingertips on the ground or on a couple of blocks. Blocks are so great to have right here as we're going to take the right foot and step it all the way back, landing on the ball of your foot. The left foot here is going to be at the top of the mat with the knee bent over the ankle. Hands can be on blocks right underneath the shoulders. This is especially great if you have shorter arms like I do, and you need a little bit of extra length to bring the floor up to you. So right here in low lunge, just take a look at the feet. We're going to look down and look at the feet and see. We want them to be on parallel railroad tracks instead of one behind the other as if you were on a balance beam. So make any adjustments that you need to in order to widen the stance of your legs. Breathing right here, gaze forward, lengthen the spine. If you'd like a little bit of a twist or to take it slightly deeper, plant the right hand and inhale, let the left arm swoop up as you open the ribs up to the left. One more breath. And exhale, arm comes down, drop that back knee to the floor. Flatten the top of the foot against the earth. Inhale, send the arms up to the sky. Peel the torso up. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Kneeling warrior. Exhale, lower the arms to the floor. And if you're using blocks, just scooch them aside. The arms are going to come down to the floor and scooch that left leg backwards. So you're kneeling again, and exhale, lower down toward the ground. Let the hands plant underneath the shoulders and hug the elbows in toward the ribs. Inhale, press through the feet, press through the pelvis. We're going to let the head and chest on an inhale lift up slightly, coming into cobra. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, press through the pelvis, press through the feet, lift the head and the chest, cobra. And exhale, lower all the way back down. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Keep moving here at your own pace. And if you find any places where you'd like to hold your cobra, go ahead and invite a stillness in, if that makes sense for you today. 2 more breaths. And exhale, lower everything down. Make a little pillow with your forearms. Rest the forehead there. And inhale, bend the knees to lift the feet behind you. And gently slosh the feet from side to side, so little windshield wipers. Take another breath or two to let the movement slow itself down. Coming back into stillness, sliding the hands back underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under and either press up through table into down dog or press up on an inhale to high plank and then send the hips back to down dog. We're only going to be here for a moment or two. No worries if down dog isn't your favorite. Inhale, walk or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Keeping the knees nice and bent, hands come to opposite elbows, let the head hang. Inhale, press through the feet, let the arms swoop out wide as you reverse swan dive to standing arms, sail up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, send the palms down the midline of the body to rest at heart center. Close the eyes. And breathe here. Feeling that connection with the body, the breath, the earth. Using this moment to inquire how it feels to have moved one side of the body in that little sequence. Exhale, release the hands to the sides. Let the arms sail up overhead on an inhale. Exhale, turn the palms away, bend the knees, swan dive forward, forward fold. Hands brush blocks or the earth, or come to ankles, toes, or calves. Inhale, hands come to shins. Look forward, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift, looking forward, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, this time pressing through the feet, letting the arms come out wide, pressing all the way to standing. And exhale, arms come down to shoulder height in front of you. As you bend the knees, send the hips back, chair again. Option always to take the hands into an alternate movement if you have sensitive shoulders. 2 breaths here. Exhale, fold. Let the hands come to the floor or to blocks. Step the left foot all the way back. Right foot is at the top of the mat. Right knee stacked over right ankle, hands underneath shoulders. Check in with the feet. Look at those parallel railroad tracks. Make any adjustments if needed. And if you'd like to be here in low lunge, just like this, lengthen the spine and look forward. Or to come into a twist, plant the left hand, let the right arm swoop out to the side, twisting the ribs open to the right. Couple of breaths here. Exhale, release. We're going to let that back leg come all the way down. Top of the foot rests on the mat. You can shift the blocks aside here. And inhale, arms sweep up overhead to a V as you peel the torso up. Head is stacking over heart, heart stacks over pelvis. Kneeling warrior. One more breath in. And exhale, release hands to the earth. Pull that back leg back and lower all the way down onto the belly. This time, letting the hands outstretch in front of you, palms face toward the sky. Rest the forehead or one cheek on the earth. And here we breathe, rest, and check in. This is a beautiful position of surrendering to the present moment, the hands outstretched as offering to the universe. Allowing yourself to be guided back to a grounded and centered feeling by just letting the breath come in and out. Feeling the body supported by the earth. Whatever comes into the awareness, let it come. Whatever stays in the awareness, let it stay. And whatever leaves the awareness, let it leave. Inhale, take the arms back underneath the shoulders. And press through the knees, come back up into table. And then we're going to turn to come onto our sits bones, legs stretched out in front of us. Start to rumble the thighs against the floor, letting the legs get a little massage on the ground. And then pull the feet in toward one another. We're going to let the soles of the feet touch. And the legs can be far out in front of you, creating a nice big diamond, or the legs can be tucked further in toward the pelvis, creating a shorter diamond. But let the hands come to the ankles, the calves, the toes. Inhale here, lengthen the spine. So this will pull the chest forward slightly as the spine lengthens from sits bones to crown of the head. Breathe here, just feeling that nice length in the spine. And on an exhale, start to hinge forward, long spine here. And you may only be hinging a little bit. We want to stop when the back wants to start to round over. So let's keep that long spine as we hinge the hips and lean forward into this posture, holding here for a breath in bound ankle pose. And now on an exhale, if you'd like to come forward, let the spine round, let the head bow, let the arms come loose. You can gently press elbows into the thighs, letting yourself hang here. This is one of my absolute most favorite postures for stretching the back. Let yourself breathe here. This is the portion of the practice where we start to wind down and do more cooling movements. So we might hold some of these more restorative postures a little bit longer as we breathe. Allow yourself to sink in. You might find the longer you're in these kind of postures, the more the body wants to drop in. Making any organic movement that feels good for you. So maybe that's a rocking back and forth, a sway of the shoulders. Take one or two more breaths wherever you are and then start to hinge upward. Unwind the legs, let them stretch out nice and wide. Let the hands come back behind you, pressing firmly into the earth. Do a little rumble here again with wide legs. And then bend the knees. Keep the stance still nice and wide on the legs, and inhale in center right here, and then exhale, drop the knees. One side to the other, inhaling to center, drop the knees to the opposite side. Inhale and exhale, side to side. Always inhaling to come back into center. Take one more each side. And then inhale back to center. Use your arms to support you in slowly coming all the way down onto the back. Step the soles of the feet together once more and let the knees hang wide. They can hang in the air if they don't touch the floor, or if it feels better for you, popping a block underneath each knee. Placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Inhaling, just feeling the rise and fall of the chest and belly like a wave in the ocean. With each inhale, feeling the swell, the rising, the expansion. And with each exhale, feel the contraction, the release, the ebb and flow of the breath. Release the hands and hug the knees into the chest, giving yourself a gentle rock back and forth on the floor, massaging the spine. Let the rocking come to stillness. Extend the left leg nice and long. Let it come all the way down to touch the earth. Hug the right knee into the chest. Inhale here. And exhale, let the right knee open up to the right. Again, placing a block underneath the knee if that's desired, or letting it hover in the air or fall to the floor. Taking a couple breaths right here with the right knee open, the left leg stretched nice and long. Inhale, guide that right knee back to center, and then place the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Exhale and roll over onto the left hip. This right knee is going to come across the body and rest down on the left side, either on a block, on the floor, or hovering in the air. Extend the right arm into a T, palm up or palm down. Breathe here. Inhale back to center. Both knees now come back into the chest. And exhale, right leg extends nice and long. Left knee hugs into the chest on an inhale. On an exhale, send the left knee open to the left, resting on a block, the earth, or hovering in the air. Couple breaths right here. And inhaling through center. Let the right arm come to the outside of the left knee. As you exhale, start to roll over onto that right hip and send the left knee all the way across the body. Shoulders stay as connected to the earth as possible as you extend the left arm out beside you in a T. Breathing right here. Inhale, both knees come to center now. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. And we'll close this movement portion of our practice by ending with a happy baby. Take your two peace fingers and grab the two big toes, or the big toe on each foot, rather. Inhale, let the knees come in toward the armpit. Feet are energetically flexed and extended toward the sky, and let yourself come into a gentle rock in happy baby. A great place here to close the eyes, let the corners of the mouth turn up into a soft smile, and just be here with the breath and the soothing movement of happy baby. Taking a couple more breaths right here. And exhaling, letting everything come down to the floor. So here is where you'll set up for your Shavasana. Come into the position that you'd like to be in for the relaxation portion of our practice. So use any props that you would like, blocks, blanket, cushion, pillows, to support you in getting comfortable. A lot of people practice Shavasana in the classic gingerbread man position with the legs, with you laying on your back. The legs are further than hip width apart, arms extended alongside you, but Shavasana can be practiced however you feel most comfortable. So whether that's on your side in the fetal position, laying on your stomach, sitting in a chair, or even standing and walking around, whatever you need to support your relaxation is perfect. So take all the time you need, pause the video if needed, um, in case you need to take some extra time in some postures before getting into relaxation. But when you get there, start to close the eyes. Close the eyes and again bring your awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath. Feel the muscles of the face start to relax. Feel ease in the eyes, the cheeks, the mouth. The jaw separates and unclenches. As you breathe, find a softening in the back of the throat. The shoulders melt away from the ears. Finding a relaxation as you breathe in the chest and in the belly. Feeling all of the back start to release any tension that you may have been holding on to. So with each exhale, you let go more and more. The pelvis softens. The muscles of the thighs, calves, and feet all start to get soft, heavy, relaxed. The arms start to feel heavy and relaxed, the fingertips loosening. And wherever your body is connected to the earth, feel that support from underneath you. Start to let go deeper and deeper into that support of the earth. You have absolutely no worries here. Let yourself feel that grounding from underneath. You are supported in this practice as you relax. The earth has got you. Feel yourself breathing here only for a few more moments and then let your attention just drift and melt away. If you're ready to transition out of Shavasana, slowly start to deepen the breath. If you need more time, pause the video and go right back to your relaxation. But if you're ready, bringing yourself back to the room, back to your body, and back to this moment right here, making any wiggles or stretches, turning the head from side to side, doing anything that you need to support you in a gentle reawakening. If you're laying down, slowly rolling over to one side and gently pressing up to a comfortable seat. And you're welcome to keep the eyes closed here if you'd like. That can be a nice, soft way to transition out of your practice. Taking the hands into prayer position, Anjali Mudra at Heart Center, and bowing to yourself, thanking the body for showing up, the mind for being present, and the heart for being open in your practice today. And a second bow here to each other. I bow to you, honoring your work that you've put in your practice, honoring the space that we share, whether it's virtually or in person, in this beautiful practice of yoga. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Jai Bhagwan. Thank you for joining me.